Where a Booger Goes by Andy Lechner. Copyright Andy Lechner 2015. For all the teachers who want to use a banister without fear of touching something that is sticky, wet, and not theirs. And a word of thanks to my students for showing me where a booger goes and the importance of teaching hygiene. Have you ever given your boogers much thought? If the answer is no, then it's something you ought. Your boogers should not be condemned. To your body, boogers are friends. Mostly water, but far from useless. Boogers contain a special mucus. That special mucus has an important job. It collects tiny germs and makes them a blob. These blobs are your boogers, keeping you healthy and well. It's an important job as well as helping you smell. And here in this book, I'd like to propose where your boogers should go when leaving your nose. Let's use a Godonkin to help understand. Now help me imagine a booger-filled land. Think of your nose as a booger community, filled with tiny friends begging your impunity. This book is about what adults already know. There are many places where a booger can go. You can feel the tension in Johnny's nose, where Boogerdelphia boogs know what he throws. Johnny's boogers are not only picked, once they are out, they are instantly flicked. These high-flying boogers could land anywhere, because Johnny flicks them without any care. None of Johnny's friends thinks this is fair, because they go home with booger-filled hair. Johnny's classmates know his boogers aren't to blame, but they would like Johnny to practice his aim. While living in hair is not something they'd wish, Boogerdelphia boogs are okay with this. Every booger in Boogerdelphia knows there are far worse places a booger can go. Boogerville boogers live in Little Tom's nose, but this is not a place these poor boogers chose. Boogerville residents fear Tom will sneeze, because when he does, they'll fly to his sleeve. Well, everyone knows this Indian is gross. This is not the fate boogers fear the most, because every booger in Boogerville knows there are far worse places a booger can go. In young Dimitri's nose resides Booger City. It's filled with little boogers deserving your pity. Booger City residents fear a great harm. They will become livestock on a booger farm. There they are stranded under his chair, where they are wiped without any care. This crusty livestock often feels sad. At the same time, it's really not bad. For every booger in Booger City knows there are far worse places a booger can go. In little Randy's nose is packed booger stand. It's a very thick and overcrowded land. In Randy's nose, his fingers will creep, shoving his boogers way up and too deep. Trapped in his nose, unable to get out, his boogers will sit and their germs will sprout. Far up his nose, way too deep for him to pick, his boogers will sit and start making him sick. Randy's illness only confirms a booger's job is to stop germs. While the time in Randy's nose may seem really long, to pack booger stand boogers, it doesn't feel wrong. For every booger in packed booger stand knows there are far worse places a booger can go. In little Billy's nose resides Booger Chooses, where residents fear the worst of booger uses. The fate of other boogers may seem really crude, but at least they are happy not to be chewed. When Billy craves a salty treat, he digs in his nose for something to eat. These melancholy boogers are forced to entrusting. They will meet a demise that is really disgusting. It fills Billy's boogers full of sadness and woe to know of better places a booger could go. The town of Boogerton is up Andy's nose, where boogers are happy to know where they'll go. The streets are all clear, the traffic's a breeze. When they go out, they travel with ease. His nasal-bound friends are filled with elation, because every day They go on vacation into a tissue. Into a tissue, his boogers will splash, and then he will toss them into the trash. A tissue is something Andy tosses away, but for a booger, that's a grand holiday. They keep you healthy, and your boogers will miss you, but they will not cry if they go to a tissue. When blowing your nose, you should stop and take heart. Into a tissue, boogers gladly depart. Hygiene is critical. Proper nose blowing a must. Your classroom has tissues. Your teachers put out with trust. We are at the end of our story, so now you must know that a tissue in the trash is where a booger should go.